When it comes to dating, a few questions come to our mind. Should one even date? Why should one date? When should one date? Whom should one date? How should one date? Let's explore possible answers to these questions. In the previous episode of this series, we spoke about chastity. We spoke of what chastity is and what chastity is not. We spoke about all the fuss that's about chastity. In case you missed that episode, here's a link. Do have a look. We had some fun there. When it comes to the question of dating, there are several questions that we ask. Let's try and explore possible answers to these. Now, should one even date? Obviously, the answer is yes. How else would one know who would they like to spend the rest of their life with? How would one find their partner if they don't go out on a date? It happens in arranged marriages as well as love marriages. In an arranged marriage, it is a little more formal. In a love marriage, it develops organically and takes its own course. But yes, dates do happen. But what we need to remember is that dating is not an end goal. It is not something that we have to achieve. It is not a relationship status that we need to achieve and hold to ourselves. It's not the goal. It's just the means, it's just the process to reach the final goal, which is marriage. If marriage is not your goal, if marriage is not my goal, I don't think we should be dating. For example, I am a seminarian in formation to become a priest. Should I be going out on dates? Absolutely not. No chance. Because I'm not looking at marriage as a state of life I would like to be in. And that's where it becomes very important to know why we are dating. Dating shouldn't just be a time pass. You know what? There's nothing to do. It's like we do this sometimes when we have these telecallers cold calling us and saying, "Sir, would you like to have a credit card? Or would you like an additional mobile prepaid card?" We will just say, "Okay, you know what? I'm just bored today, so let's take filky of this person for some time." Very, very cruel, very rude. But yeah, we do indulge in that at times. This may seem harmless, but dating, no, it has much more consequences. And hence we need to date only when we are really ready. When are we ready? We'll find out a little later. And therefore, when we look at dating, it is very important that we be authentic. We be true to ourselves. We don't play the fool around. It's a process of discovering ourselves. When we interact with this person who is potentially or probably a life partner, we start discovering more about ourselves, what that person sees in us, and areas in our lives that we need to transform and change for our better and mutual better. And that's where the purpose of dating comes very important. We discover our vocation. Going on a few dates, we come to know, yes, marriage is a state of life that I am called to. Maybe it is not a state of life I am called to. Maybe I am required to be single for certain purposes which I myself know. Maybe I need to pursue a life in the priesthood or religious orders where I will give my life out in service. This whole process of dating helps us to discover this. Very often we think dating has only one goal, and that is marriage, and that is what we are supposed to do. More often than not, yes. But also dating allows us to understand ourselves better. It helps us to come closer to God through this entire process, because we try to rely on God to show us a way. And it's a great way to grow in virtue. We express our love to the other person in a safe manner, in a holy manner, in a manner which will not destroy the other person, not misuse or abuse the other person. And hence, dating is healthy, given that we abide by the rules of dating. When should one date? Now, Pope Francis in Amoris Laetitia 208, he says that marriage preparation begins at birth. No wonder a lot of youth love him. But yes, the process of marriage begins. We look at our parents living a married life and we draw inspiration. We look at our neighbors and we draw inspiration that marriage is beautiful and we can go about it. It is important to know that we shouldn't date just because it is a matter of peer pressure. And it's perfectly okay if we are not going out on dates. It shouldn't be pressure that we have to date. Rather, it's important we enjoy the season of singleness. We enjoy this time where we discover ourselves, where we work on ourselves, we weed out what is not good, what needs to be changed in us. We have friends and family to tell us. We even have probably our dates to tell us where we are right and wrong, and sort ourselves out to be ready for marriage. And in doing so, we also prepare each other to get married, hopefully to each other, but if not, to be married to the person who we really are supposed to, or who comes by and whom we discern is our spouse. So, with dating, what is the series of progression of relationships? Simple. You're single, we develop an infatuation or a crush, we have this lovey-dovey feeling. At this stage, it is really, really dangerous to really commit yourself to saying, oh, I have found the one, I am in love with this person, I'm going to get married to this person. Very damaging, because this is just a love of feelings. It's just a love where we feel this is the right person for us, and that's it. It's a one-way relationship. It has not got a reciprocal relationship. And we would be terribly heartbroken if things don't work out. We take up to a feeling of infatuation where we love this person for an external or for a certain dimension which is visible to us. We do not know much about that person, but we commit ourselves entirely to the person. It's like building our house on sand. And when waves come in, say for example, I love this girl because she's got long hair. Tomorrow she happens to cut her hair. Or I love this person for the wonderful body that they have. And this person outgrows that body and transforms and changes into another body type which is not appealing to me. I'm building my foundation on sand. And when the storms of life come in, they will be destroyed and I will not have an answer. In this case, it's unhealthy. We resort to not expressing our feelings, but we go about flirting or just stalking, maybe online, go through their posts on Instagram, Facebook, like them all, keep a track of them all, stalking literally. And what happens in that case? When we are caught or when we are found very pervy about all this, we get a restraint order, we would get a notice from the family saying, you know what, this is it, we draw the line here, leading us to a very unfulfilled life. But there's another scenario where when we have a crush or infatuation, we break out of it. We use our intellect to intervene. We make an acquaintance with this person. We befriend this person to know more about this person. And we grow towards a fulfilled singlehood, which is knowing ourselves and knowing our compatibility with that person. And therefore, these dates come in. We date the other, and when we feel things are going well, we enter a time of courtship where we involve our friends, our families, we consult them. It's not an isolated event of my life, but I ask my friends for their approval. Is this person good for me? Ask my family for approval. Is this person right for me? Am I right for this person? We introduce this person to our family, our friends, and our circles, and we get to know that this is right. And from dating, we enter a time of courtship where we develop this romantic relationship. Finally getting into an engagement, marriage, and a fulfilled life. There's so much freedom. There is no guilt, there is no shame, there is no sort of a hiding from the others in this format. And that's why it is healthy. Whom should one date? How should one date? We'll answer these questions in the next episode. See you soon. God bless. If you like our videos, do drop us a like, subscribe to our channel, and share us with your